Okay, today is the 10th of January, 2020, and you're going to see this intro on 3 separate occasions. These videos are about recent political attacks. So I'm going to talk about AMHAA, AMHA, M1. I'm going to talk, which is a housing authority. I'm going to talk about ODJFS and another, which is SNAP renewal food stamps. And I'm going to talk about Key Bank, all corporate entities. And there's one thing that I might slide into one of those 2 videos because it's not really an IRS issue, it's a mailbox issue. I have an issue with my mailbox being violated. Okay, this video that you're about to see is about Key Bank. The first 2 videos are like literally 3 minutes apart. They stole my debit card with magic. Where's Keisha? Oh no. If I just wanted to withdraw all that's available on this prepaid card, do I need to come out a direct deposit slip?
That card, we don't know what's on there. Only you do, so you tell me how much we're gonna take on.
Oh, okay. $49.
Yeah. Wait, do you have an account with Keisha?
No.
Okay. So we're trying to catch up.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. You wanna park your car?
All right. No, my home address is different. 315 Upland Avenue. Upland. Yes. Avenue. UPLAND. Correct. Apartment U. Apartment U.
I'm sorry, I can't see.
That's okay. These face masks make it difficult too. Yes, it is. 44301.
Is that all?
Like this.
Okay. $29, right?
Correct. Okay. Notice I said direct deposit slip instead of withdrawal slip. This is 3 minutes later, after I've already used the ATM. She convinced me that they had 5s in it and that I'd be able to get an odd number. I asked when the change was made. She said about a month ago. I went out there and there hadn't been any changes to the machine. Pulled a magic trick on me. Like, okay, so yeah, like now my card's in the machine. When you heard me say my card was in the machine, I was saying that's what I'm about to tell them. Because sometimes they take it and they'll put it somewhere it's not supposed to be. Like they took it after I took it out of the machine. Hello. Good and you. Okay. If my card was in the machine, can you get it from in here?
Yeah, did we get?
Yes. Okay, and my military ID is gone. Right after that, they took my military ID. No, it's keeping.
It is keeping? Okay.
For my ID?
Yeah. Just in case there's more in there. Thank you.
No problem.
It is this the one that you check advance.
Okay, so yeah, now my military ID's gone, but they're gonna get my bank card, so I guess that's a plus. But what the fuck? Pulled a magic trick on me. Okay, I noticed that they stopped that recording and I began to record again.
We just spiked left. Yeah, it's already in there. Because we just spiked left, and there's only one little tiny slot where it would be.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's the one I used. Is there any way I can order from here?
Not from here. You'd have to. Is it which company?
I have to call the provider.
Yeah.
Okay. My ID. She asked for it. She has it.
Oh, Lindsay, do you have her? No.
I was like, what did I do with that?
There you go.
Thank you. No, you're not. They literally just stole every fucking thing. In that short bit of time of me being here, they stole 2 fucking cars. And look, now they got one thrown over here. Here's the military one. It was literally in the same patch of grass you see me standing in. Impossible. They completely just took my fucking card. Okay, so if you're paying attention, the reason they took 2 cards, I actually do have 2 debit cards, 2 prepaid debit cards, but the reason that they took 2 cards was to suggest that, one was dropped outside and that I have it and it never took place. It's called disassociating themselves from what happened. So that's how, they manipulate reality. Something else you should know is, I just used it. So that receipt that you see, that's from the ATM outside. I had a receipt in hand and everything. INT means interference. Okay, this next video is after I go to Boost Mobile, Giant Eagle, and Dollar General, all on Waterloo Road. So let me tell you what just happened, and I'm so distraught. That I'm experiencing this magic. The time is now 5:08. What I'm about to talk about happened about an hour and a half ago. And it took place at Key Bank on Waterloo Road. One of the elements of gang stalking is the misuse of physics, which is magic. Or physics has elements of its own. Outside of removing something from an area, opening up something to create a gateway, manipulating matter, all kind of things. But the element of the attacks that I'm experiencing is magic, the misuse of physics. So anyhow, I go inside and I try to get a withdrawal, a cash advance. And for $29, because that's what my utility reimbursement is. It doesn't let me go over the amount that's on the card, so there's no such thing as a debt. They won't approve anything that I don't have. It's a prepaid card. So, I found, anyhow, when I went to the teller, that got declined. We began to talk about the machine outside, which is what I normally use. She said, They have fires out there. When I asked when did they change it, she said it's been about a month. And I'm like, okay, so I can get an odd number. And she's like, yeah. So I go out there and you can't. It hasn't changed. And I take my car and I go back inside. So I get inside. As soon as I get caught up, my card is gone. So then I go back outside and I'm like, I just want to tell them it was in the So anyhow, when I get back to the machine, they erase memories and all kind of stuff. They're normal one too, but I'm like, I don't have my card. That's the bottom line. I'm gonna have to tell them that it was left in the machine. And this is like within about a minute and a half of the transaction. So I go back in and I'm like, you know, when the guy finally calls me up, I'm like, my card was taken by the machine. I said, okay, this is what I said verbatim. I said, I need to do, and they're blocking the name of the transaction. I said, I need to do a cash advance. I said, but my card was in the machine. He said, oh, the machine. I said, yeah, are you able to get it from inside? He said, yeah. And so this is a female before the guy. Like, they're both kind of like, so she asked me for my ID. And I give her my ID. They removed her memory too, but she didn't try to lie about it. So they go in and check, and he asked me, he said, is it like, do you bank with us? I was like, no, it's just a prepaid card or whatever. And he was like, okay, so he would know what to look for or whatever. And it wasn't in there. Magic. This next part, now you're going to understand why they stopped the video. Like, that's part of unauthorized remote access, being able to control how a phone functions and being able to tap into the functions and control like how they work. So to stop something, to start something, to freeze something. So then I asked him, I'm like, you know, there's nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I showed him, I'm like, I got my receipt and everything. I just left him out there, you know, and this is not a situation they would trick the surveillance for. So then I asked him, I'm like, okay, well, can I get my ID? I said she had it. And she was like, and he was looking around for it or whatever. She was like, because I was about to say, I don't remember what I did with it. You know, she didn't say she didn't have it or nothing. Like, the bitch, there was an officer that did some shit like that, you know, like they put a magic trick on me at Suma City Hospital in 2018 with my ID. But anyhow, she didn't do none of that. And he found it. And I was on my way. I was so fucking shocked that they did that to me. Like, that I stood there for like 15 minutes, like outside of the bank, just standing there in disbelief. Not even rehashing the events. I already knew what took place. I could not believe they pulled some motherfucking shit like that. I don't have nothing on me, no money. I don't have a way to purchase nothing. And they did it for Kelly Buns. Let me tell you, there's so much shit. Okay, I intended on stopping that video before that part. There was only about 10 seconds left, but anyhow, she is the link for the sabotage that's taking place in the neighborhood. But that's neither here nor there. This next video that I'm going to show you was the day that I got out of jail. And I tried every way with this machine. And it wasn't until I began to record that they allowed it to work. Now, I included this video for a reason. This is the type of stuff that the government is capturing. I'm being surveilled 24 hours a day. This is the type of stuff that they're capturing with no audio. So before this, when I was trying, I was cussing them out. But they're capturing this with no audio to suggest incompetence and mental illness. Those are the type of lies that the government is telling, and they use it to make another attack.